CBS legend passes away at age 48, Y&R hints at next big death, Nick Walters opens up. In a week already heavy with emotion, the CBS community is reeling from the shocking news that a beloved legend has passed away at just 48 years old. Fans across the world are mourning as the network grieves the untimely death of one of its brightest stars. Meanwhile, the young and the restless Y&R is subtly teasing the next possible major death in Genoa City. And in a rare emotional interview, Nick Walters opens up about the heartbreak, his future, and how this tragedy changed everything. A loss that rocked CBS. The passing of CBS veteran actor and director Martin Delaney, a name etched into the hearts of soap fans, has left an undeniable void in the industry. Known for his extraordinary work both in front of and behind the camera, Martin brought authenticity, fire, and deep humanity to every project he touched. Delaney, who started his journey as a stage actor, rose to prominence in the early 2000s with recurring roles on several CBS dramas, including Criminal Minds, NCIS, and most notably, his unforgettable stint as Dr. Simon Burke on The Bold and the Beautiful. While he stepped away from daytime screens years ago, he continued to work behind the scenes as a director and mentor for rising stars on Y&R and B&B. Sources close to the family have confirmed that Martin passed away peacefully in his sleep due to a sudden cardiac event. He had no known prior conditions, making his death even more shocking. Social media has since been flooded with tributes. Longtime friend and CBS alum Susan Flannery wrote, "We lost one of the kindest, most brilliant souls to ever step foot on set. Martin was a brother, a friend, and a guide to so many." Y&R hints at another tragic exit. As fans mourn the real-life loss, the young and the restless is stirring emotions with cryptic hints that another major character may soon meet their end. This week's episodes have taken a noticeably somber tone. A scene featuring Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, walking through Chancellor Park in deep reflection aired with an eerie piano rendition of Time After Time. In the same episode, Victoria was seen whispering, "Sometimes life takes the ones we love too soon," during a heart-to-heart with Nick. These carefully placed emotional cues have fans speculating that a major character's death is imminent. Could it be Victor himself? Rumors have long swirled about Braeden, now 83, potentially stepping away from his legendary role. Others fear it might be Nikki Newman, whose recent storyline has taken her down a dark and vulnerable path. A popular fan theory suggests that Y&R might dedicate the next on-screen death to Martin Delaney by paralleling his passing with a character's emotional farewell, blending fiction and reality in a respectful homage. Whatever the truth may be, Y&R is clearly preparing fans for something gut-wrenching, and longtime viewers are bracing for another tearful goodbye. Nick Walters breaks his silence. Adding to the storm of emotions this week is Nick Walters, former CBS soap actor and one of Martin Delaney's closest friends. Known for playing the charming yet troubled Chase Forrester on B&B in the early 2010s, Nick hadn't spoken publicly in over a year. But today, in an exclusive sit-down interview with Soap Digest, he finally broke his silence. Fighting back tears, Nick shared, "Martin wasn't just my co-star. He was my brother. When I was going through my divorce, it was Martin who sat with me in silence for hours, no cameras, no scripts, just support. He had this way of making everyone feel safe." Nick admitted that Martin's death triggered emotions he hadn't allowed himself to feel in years. "I walked away from acting because I felt lost," Nick revealed. "But Martin believed in me, even when I didn't. Now that he's gone, I realize I have to live the life he kept telling me I deserved." In a surprise announcement during the interview, Walters confirmed he is returning to CBS, not as an actor, but as a creative consultant and writer for Y&R. He wants to honor his friend by carrying forward the passion Martin had for authentic storytelling. "I think the best way to remember Martin is to tell the kinds of stories that meant something, stories about grief, hope, and healing. That's what he loved. That's what I'm going to help create," Nick said, his voice trembling. Fans react with raw emotion. Across Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit, fans are expressing grief, support, and curiosity. Martin was the reason I started watching CBS soaps. His chemistry with everyone was unmatched. I'm devastated, wrote one longtime viewer. Another user posted, if Y&R really kills off Victor or Nikki, I'm not sure I'll be able to handle it. These characters are family. Yet others are hopeful about Nick Walters' return behind the scenes. Having Nick back, even off-screen, feels right. He and Martin made magic together. Maybe we'll see that spark again, a fan posted on Soap Central. What's next? CBS has announced that they will air a special tribute episode next Friday, featuring never-before-seen behind-the-scenes footage of Martin Delaney, along with interviews from cast and crew who worked with him throughout the years. There are also talks of establishing a CBS directing fellowship in his name, aimed at nurturing young talent with an eye for emotionally resonant storytelling. Meanwhile, Y&R is moving into one of its most emotionally heavy story arcs of the last decade. The episodes ahead are expected to address loss, legacy, and life after goodbye, likely inspired in large part by real-life events. Final thoughts. It's rare for the world of television fiction to feel so intertwined with reality. But moments like this, when a legend passes, a show leans into the grief, and the people left behind find strength in vulnerability, remind us why we watch in the first place. For Martin Delaney, the legacy is clear. He made people feel something real in a world of make-believe. And now, even in his absence, the stories he helped tell will continue to touch lives. Rest in peace, legend. The lights of CBS shine a little dimmer tonight, but your impact glows forever.